Have you ever wondered why some people seem to move through life effortlessly, attracting opportunities, respect, and success, while others struggle to be seen or heard no matter how loudly they shout? Imagine for a moment what it would feel like to hold that kind of power, not the power to dominate or control, but the quiet, unshakable strength that comes from being fully in control of yourself, your energy, and your focus. You feel it when your mind is clear, when every action you take has intention and every word you speak carries weight. The world around you is filled with noise, distraction, and endless demands for attention, and yet in the midst of that chaos, there is a force few ever tap into, the power of silence. Silence is not emptiness, it is not weakness. Silence is your armor, your strategy, and your secret weapon. It allows you to think clearly, to process without interference, and to observe without judgment. It is the space where your mind sharpens, where ideas form, and where your true direction becomes undeniable. Every time you speak unnecessarily, you give away energy. Every time you react impulsively, you dilute your focus. But when you choose silence, when you hold back the words that do not serve you, something extraordinary begins to happen. Your energy concentrates, your presence strengthens, you begin to notice the patterns around you, the subtleties of human behavior, the hidden opportunities, the quiet shifts that reveal who is truly supporting you and who is simply passing through. There is a profound emotional reward to this kind of awareness. You start to feel a calm confidence that no one can take away. You stop chasing approval because you understand your worth is not defined by the noise outside. You become magnetic, not because you demand attention, but because your results, your discipline, and your focus speak louder than any argument ever could. Life begins to move towards you naturally when you stop forcing it. Doors open without you knocking. Respect comes without you asking. The action you take carries purpose, and every step forward is propelled by intention rather than reaction. This is the reward of silence, the ability to live fully aligned with your goals, to move with precision, and to grow without distraction. By staying quiet, by observing, by letting your energy build in secret, you are preparing for a moment where your impact cannot be ignored. Your potential, your ambition, and your skill converge silently, and the results are inevitable. Imagine living in a way where every day, every decision, every effort adds to something greater than noise or ego. Imagine achieving more without the need to explain yourself, justify yourself, or prove yourself to anyone. That is the promise of silence. That is the promise of mastering yourself in a world that constantly demands your attention. And if you commit to this, if you embrace the quiet power within you, you will watch everything you desire begin to arrive naturally, effortlessly, and with unstoppable momentum. If silence gives you clarity, action gives it purpose. You cannot achieve greatness by thinking alone, by waiting for the perfect moment, or by hoping the world will notice your effort. You must move. Every word you hold back, every moment you spend observing, becomes fuel for decisive action. When you stop trying to explain yourself, when you stop arguing, when you stop proving your worth to everyone around you, your energy shifts entirely toward creating results. Your actions begin to speak louder than your voice ever could. Every step you take in focused, deliberate effort carries weight. Every decision you make with intention builds momentum. The world may not see the hours you dedicate, the discipline you maintain, or the sacrifices you make. That does not matter. What matters is that your results will become undeniable, your progress visible, and your impact inevitable. People are drawn to action, not excuses. They respect consistency more than promises. They respond to results more than explanations. By staying quiet and focusing on what you can control, you harness a force that most people never even realize exists. Every small, consistent effort compounds over time. Every action done with purpose is like planting a seed that will grow into something unstoppable. You no longer live to be heard, you live to be effective. You no longer chase validation, you attract it through what you produce, not what you say. The silent achiever understands the power of timing, the value of preparation, and the importance of focus. You act strategically, not impulsively. You refine your skills quietly, mastering what others overlook. You anticipate challenges before they arrive and navigate obstacles with calm precision. Every action becomes a reflection of your discipline, your vision, and your clarity. You become a force because you move without distraction, because your energy is concentrated, and because your efforts are relentless. There is no need for approval, no need for recognition, and no need for explanation. Your results will speak for you. And when the world finally notices, it will not be because you shouted, it will be because your work demanded attention. That is the kind of influence that lasts. That is the kind of impact that cannot be ignored or dismissed. By acting quietly, consistently, and intentionally, you step into a realm where opportunity seeks you. Doors open naturally. Allies gravitate toward your energy. Challenges become stepping stones rather than obstacles. Every move you make aligns with a purpose that is clear, focused, and unstoppable. You begin to trust the process, to trust your preparation, and to trust the silent power within you. Your actions become your voice, your discipline becomes your statement, and your results become your legacy. The moment you stop explaining, defending, and justifying, you step into a rhythm where everything you desire begins to flow towards you without force. You learn that true power is not in the words you speak, but in the life you build, the impact you create, and the influence you earn through quiet, unwavering action. The world may never fully understand your methods, but it will feel the consequences of your dedication, your focus, and your relentless pursuit of excellence. When you pair silence with action, observation becomes your greatest ally. The world is always speaking, not just in words, but in behavior, in opportunity, in subtle shifts that most people miss because they are too busy talking, defending, or proving themselves. When you remain quiet, you begin to see with clarity. Every interaction becomes a lesson. Every challenge becomes a clue. Every success or failure of others becomes insight into what works, what doesn't, and how you can position yourself ahead of the curve. Observation is more than noticing, it is understanding. It is seeing patterns in behavior, in energy, and in life itself. When you watch quietly, you learn who truly supports your growth and who is simply passing through. You understand the dynamics of influence, the way opportunity moves, and the timing required to make every action effective. This level of awareness gives you power that words alone cannot create. You no longer react impulsively to challenges or criticism because you see beyond the immediate. You anticipate, you calculate, you prepare, and when the moment comes, you strike with precision that leaves no room for error. Observation allows you to conserve your energy for what truly matters. You stop being pulled into unnecessary arguments, distractions, and drama. Your focus sharpens, your decisions improve, and your results compound in ways others cannot replicate. The quiet mind is a strategic mind, and strategy is the difference between surviving and thriving. By learning to watch, to analyze, and to understand without interference, you position yourself ahead of everyone else who moves without awareness. Every action becomes more deliberate. Every goal becomes more achievable. Every interaction becomes an opportunity for insight. You learn the value of restraint, the importance of timing, and the impact of subtle influence. Your ability to read situations allows you to navigate life with confidence, avoiding pitfalls that trip up the impulsive and unprepared. You begin to realize that control over outcomes is not about force or volume, but about alignment. Aligning your effort, your focus, and your energy with what actually produces results. The more you observe without reacting, the more the world reveals itself to you. Opportunities present themselves naturally. The right people gravitate toward you. Challenges that once seemed insurmountable become stepping stones. Observation is patience in action, understanding in practice, and strategy in motion. It strengthens emotional resilience because you stop taking offense at every setback or criticism. You see patterns rather than isolated events. You learn to trust the process rather than demand immediate results. And the quiet, powerful presence you cultivate through observation is magnetic. People notice without knowing why. Doors open without force. Influence is earned without ego. Your preparation, your insight, and your strategic awareness become the silent engine driving your growth. Every decision you make becomes sharper, every move more impactful, and every step more aligned with your ultimate vision. You are no longer at the mercy of circumstance or opinion. You operate from knowledge, clarity, and purpose. Observation transforms potential into precision, preparation into opportunity, and patience into unstoppable momentum. By mastering the power of quiet awareness, you step into a space where life responds to your readiness, and everything begins to come naturally, effortlessly, and with undeniable force. Discipline is the bridge between observation and action, between potential and achievement. It is the quiet force that turns intention into reality. Without discipline, clarity is wasted. Observation becomes idle, and effort loses its direction. Discipline is not about punishment or rigidity. It is about control over your mind, your body, and your choices. Every time you resist distraction, every time you choose preparation over impulse, you are strengthening an invisible muscle that determines the quality of your life. The world may celebrate those who appear naturally talented or effortlessly successful, but true mastery comes from relentless consistency. Discipline allows you to show up every day, even when motivation fades, even when the world doubts, even when progress feels invisible. It ensures that every effort compounds over time, creating momentum that cannot be denied. When you combine silence with discipline, you stop giving away energy to chaos and opinion. You focus entirely on the things that matter, the skills you are sharpening, the habits you are building, the goals you are achieving. Your mind becomes a fortress, protecting you from doubt, fear, and distraction. Discipline gives you freedom, because freedom is not the absence of restraint. It is control over yourself, control over your reactions, and control over your path. Every choice becomes deliberate. Every moment is invested, not wasted. When you operate from discipline, the world cannot shake you. Criticism becomes irrelevant because you measure success by your effort, not by approval. Failure loses its sting because each setback is a lesson, each challenge an opportunity to strengthen resolve. You begin to move with precision rather than haste, with patience rather than impulsivity, and with confidence rather than desperation. Discipline is what allows you to trust the process and remain consistent when results are delayed. It is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. The silent, disciplined person does not need recognition. They let results speak for themselves. Their habits become their voice. Their consistency becomes their influence. Their preparation becomes their advantage. Discipline amplifies the power of observation because it turns insight into action. It allows you to transform knowledge into execution, strategy into outcome, and vision into reality. Every small victory, every choice made with intentionality compounds into unstoppable momentum. Life begins to respond because you are no longer scattered, reactive, or distracted. You operate from a place of power, clarity, and purpose. Discipline ensures that when the right opportunity arrives, you are ready. When the world tests your patience, you endure. When challenges appear, you adapt. When others falter, you rise. Your silence, your observation, and your discipline converge into an invisible force that shapes your destiny without resistance. You begin to realize that freedom, influence, and achievement are not given. They are earned through quiet, relentless, disciplined action. And when you commit fully, when you hold steady, when you harness this power within, everything you desire begins to flow toward you naturally, effortlessly, and with unstoppable momentum. Patience is the silent weapon that turns effort into achievement. It is the ability to wait without losing faith, to endure without losing focus, and to trust that every action you take now will compound into results later. The world is addicted to speed, to instant gratification, to immediate recognition, but true power exists beyond the rush. Patience allows you to operate on a different plane, one where timing is everything and impulse has no hold over you. Every silent moment you embrace, every delay you accept with composure, strengthens your ability to act with precision when the moment truly matters. Impatience leads to mistakes, wasted energy, and distraction. Patience, on the other hand, multiplies the value of your preparation, turning calculated effort into unstoppable momentum. It teaches you to resist the pressure to prove yourself constantly, to measure progress by your effort and discipline rather than by approval from others. When you are patient, you observe life in layers others never notice. You see the hidden opportunities, the quiet openings, the patterns that will guide you to success. You learn to wait strategically, to act intentionally, and to move with power that is measured, not frantic. Patience allows clarity to deepen. It lets you refine your skills, sharpen your focus, and build resilience while the world chases quick fixes and immediate attention. Every setback becomes a lesson rather than a failure. Every delay an opportunity rather than an obstacle, and every challenge a training ground rather than a barrier. The power of patience is often invisible to those around you, but it is felt in the inevitability of your progress. The silent, patient person gains more than temporary satisfaction. They accumulate lasting strength, influence, and mastery over themselves. Impulse and noise lose their grip because you are anchored in understanding, observation, and preparation. Patience also strengthens emotional control. Criticism, doubt, and resistance no longer shake you because you understand the rhythm of life, the timing of effort, and the way results manifest naturally when aligned with consistent action. Your confidence grows because it is built on more than desire. It is built on preparation, discipline, and the quiet accumulation of skill. The rewards of patience are not always immediate, but they are enduring. Doors open without force, influence grows without demand, and opportunities present themselves because you have created alignment between effort, timing, and strategy. Patience is not passive, it is active preparation. It is the ability to wait while still moving forward, to trust while still acting, and to endure while still growing. When combined with silence, observation, and discipline, patience becomes a force that the impulsive, loud, and reactive world cannot match. Every day you practice patience, you strengthen your capacity to handle what comes with calm authority. You learn to trust yourself, to trust the process, and to trust that the results you desire will arrive naturally when the foundation you are building is strong enough. By embracing patience fully, you align yourself with the flow of life itself, and everything you have worked for begins to manifest with unstoppable precision, power, and inevitability. When you combine silence, action, observation, discipline, and patience, focus becomes your ultimate weapon. Focus is not simply paying attention. It is the ability to direct every ounce of your energy toward what truly matters while shutting out everything that distracts, derails, or diminishes your power. In a world that constantly demands your attention, where opinions, drama, and trivial pursuits surround you, focus is rare. It is the skill that separates those who dream from those who achieve. The quiet mind, trained by observation and discipline, becomes laser sharp. You no longer scatter your energy on things that yield no return. Every thought, every effort, every choice aligns with your vision. Focus allows you to become the architect of your own destiny, the conductor of your own energy, and the master of your own results. It turns preparation into precision and effort into momentum. When you are focused, time becomes your ally rather than your enemy. You no longer waste days reacting to chaos or chasing validation. You prioritize, you execute, and you measure progress by consistent, deliberate steps. Distractions lose their power because your mind is anchored in clarity, your heart is anchored in purpose, and your energy is anchored in intention. Focus also strengthens resilience. Challenges, criticism, and unexpected setbacks no longer deter you because you understand what is essential and what is temporary noise. You act with precision, not with panic. You adapt without losing direction. You endure without losing motivation. Every action becomes magnified because it is intentional. Every decision carries weight because it is aligned with your long-term vision. Focus allows you to see opportunity where others see obstacles. It allows you to invest in what produces growth rather than in what consumes energy. Your presence becomes magnetic because people sense alignment, confidence, and purpose. Focus transforms patience from waiting into active readiness. It turns discipline into measurable results. It makes observation strategic rather than passive, and it allows silence to become more than restraint. It becomes preparation, accumulation, and power. When your mind is focused, your efforts multiply. What once required hours now takes minutes. What once seemed impossible now becomes achievable. And what once required force now unfolds naturally. Focus is not fleeting motivation. It is cultivated through consistency, self-control, and intentional alignment with your deepest goals. Every time you train your mind to ignore distraction, to concentrate on what matters, and to channel energy into meaningful action, you increase your momentum, amplify your influence, and accelerate your progress. Life begins to respond because you are no longer reactive, scattered, or divided. You are unified, deliberate, and unstoppable. Focus allows everything you have built in silence, patience, observation, and discipline to converge into one powerful force that drives you forward without friction. Your actions, your decisions, and your presence become unavoidable. Everything you desire begins to come naturally because you have trained your mind to see clearly, act decisively, and stay relentlessly aligned with your purpose. Focus is the point where intention meets action and where effort transforms into results that cannot be ignored. Confidence is born in silence, nurtured through disciplined action, and strengthened by focus and patience. True confidence is not loud, it does not need validation, and it does not demand attention. It is quiet, steadfast, and undeniable. It grows from knowing who you are, what you stand for, and the value of the work you are willing to put in when no one is watching. The world is filled with people who seek approval and recognition, who need applause to feel worthy, who allow doubt to dictate their actions. You rise above that because you understand that your worth is internal, not external, and that validation comes from results, not words. Confidence gives you freedom, the freedom to move without fear, to act without hesitation, and to make decisions without second-guessing yourself. It allows you to trust your instincts, your preparation, and your timing. Every time you honor your focus, your discipline, your patience, and your observation, confidence grows stronger. You begin to feel unshakable because your foundation is built on skill, knowledge, and relentless action rather than on empty affirmation. Confidence also protects your energy. When you are truly confident, criticism no longer pierces you, doubt no longer distracts you, and the negativity of others no longer sways your path. You are anchored in your purpose and guided by your vision. Every step you take, every move you make communicates strength without words. People feel it even if they cannot explain it. True confidence amplifies results because it allows you to operate from clarity rather than fear, from power rather than insecurity. It sharpens focus because the mind is free from hesitation. It deepens discipline because the body follows intent without resistance. It enhances patience because the heart trusts the process without rushing. The silent confidence that emerges from this alignment is magnetic, compelling, and influential. Doors open naturally. Allies gravitate toward your energy. Opportunities find their way to you. You no longer chase, you attract. Every challenge becomes manageable because your inner strength is greater than any external force. Confidence also fuels courage. When you trust yourself fully, when you understand the value of your preparation, and when you have mastered the art of patient, focused action, fear loses its grip. You step into moments that others avoid. You take risks that others hesitate to take. You act decisively when the world is uncertain. Confidence turns potential into action and action into achievement. It transforms hesitation into momentum and insecurity into unstoppable force. Every time you affirm your worth through effort rather than words, every time you let results speak for you, confidence grows deeper, more resilient, and more undeniable. It becomes the lens through which you perceive the world, a lens of clarity, power, and unwavering self-belief. When confidence is cultivated in silence, anchored in discipline, and expressed through action, it does not fade under pressure, it does not rely on permission, and it does not require explanation. It becomes a natural force that propels you forward, attracts what aligns with your purpose, and ensures that everything you desire comes to you effortlessly, powerfully, and inevitably. Clarity is the fuel that drives every successful decision, every precise action, and every unstoppable movement forward. Without clarity, effort becomes scattered, energy wasted, and results delayed. Silence, discipline, patience, observation, focus, and confidence all converge to create clarity, and once it is present, your path becomes unmistakable. Clarity allows you to see what truly matters and ignore everything that does not. It separates noise from opportunity, distraction from purpose, and fear from insight. When your mind is clear, your decisions are not influenced by doubt, criticism, or the fleeting opinions of others. You act with certainty, and your actions carry impact because they are aligned with truth, your vision, and your goals. Every choice you make from clarity is intentional. Every effort is multiplied. Every moment becomes a step closer to what you want because nothing is wasted on indecision, hesitation, or unnecessary validation. The world is full of confusion, chaos, and misdirection. But when you cultivate clarity, you operate on a different frequency. You notice opportunities that others overlook, patterns that others fail to see, and timing that others misjudge. Your life becomes predictable in its success because your actions are deliberate, precise, and aligned with your purpose. Clarity also eliminates internal conflict. When you understand your priorities, your values, and your path, there is no need to argue with yourself or justify your choices to others. You move through life with quiet assurance because every step is rooted in understanding, preparation, and unwavering intention. Emotional resistance loses its grip because clarity illuminates what is worth your energy and what is not. Challenges no longer feel overwhelming because you see them clearly, measure them accurately, and approach them strategically. Clarity sharpens focus, strengthens discipline, and magnifies confidence. It turns patience into an active advantage and observation into actionable insight. The combination of these qualities ensures that your energy is not just spent, but invested. Clarity allows you to move faster, stronger, and more efficiently than those who are distracted, reactive, or uncertain. It transforms potential into tangible results, ideas into execution, and preparation into achievement. When you operate with clarity, the world responds. Doors open without force, opportunities arrive without chasing, and respect is earned without argument. Your presence becomes magnetic, not because you demand it, but because your alignment, focus, and conviction are undeniable. Every action resonates because it is calculated, intentional, and backed by understanding. Clarity also deepens self-trust. You no longer second guess, you no longer hesitate, and you no longer allow fear or doubt to dictate your path. You act because you know, not because you hope. Every decision builds momentum, every effort compounds, and every outcome reflects the power of a mind that is focused, disciplined, patient, observant, confident, and unshakably clear. When clarity guides your life, everything begins to move naturally toward you. Opportunities, success, and influence are not forced. They are attracted to the precision, consistency, and alignment you radiate. You become a force that life cannot resist, and everything you desire flows to you with inevitability and power. Resilience is the silent force that turns setbacks into momentum and challenges into growth. It is the ability to endure without breaking, to rise after every fall, and to persist when everything inside you wants to quit. The world will test you relentlessly, people will doubt you, circumstances will push against you, and obstacles will appear where you least expect them. Resilience is what allows you to stay unshaken in the face of all this. It is built in the quiet moments when no one is watching, in the repetition of discipline, in the patience of preparation, and in the clarity of your purpose. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to strengthen this inner force. Every setback is a lesson in endurance. Every delay a test of your faith in yourself and the process. Those who crumble under pressure lack resilience. Those who endure, adapt, and continue moving forward cultivate an invisible power that guarantees eventual success. Silence nurtures resilience because it allows you to process, reflect, and prepare before reacting. Observation strengthens it because you see patterns and anticipate challenges. Discipline reinforces it because you show up consistently, even when motivation fades. Patience ensures that you do not give in to frustration. Focus directs your energy efficiently. Confidence protects your resolve. Clarity removes doubt. When all these forces converge, resilience becomes unstoppable. You learn to meet adversity with calm authority rather than panic, to face criticism with understanding rather than anger, and to navigate obstacles with strategy rather than impulse. Resilience transforms fear into courage, doubt into certainty, and pressure into opportunity. It allows you to move forward even when the path is unclear, knowing that every step, no matter how small, builds momentum toward your goals. Life is not smooth, and success is never guaranteed without resistance. But resilience ensures that you do not fall victim to circumstances outside your control. It gives you the power to recover faster, adapt smarter, and act stronger. Resilience also teaches humility and self-reliance. You learn that control is internal, that your strength comes from your preparation, your mindset, and your persistence, not from external validation. The challenges you face no longer intimidate you, they refine you. The obstacles you encounter no longer stop you, they shape you. The pressure you feel no longer crushes you, it propels you forward. With resilience, failure becomes temporary, setbacks become temporary, and your vision remains unshaken. Every time you overcome, endure, and persist, you strengthen a force within you that cannot be taken away, diminished, or ignored. This force shapes your decisions, amplifies your focus, and powers every action you take. Life begins to respond because you are no longer reactive, uncertain, or fearful. You are steadfast, aligned, and unbreakable. Resilience turns patience into progress, discipline into momentum, and clarity into results. It allows you to rise above noise, doubt, and opposition. It positions you to receive the rewards of your silent effort, your preparation, and your relentless pursuit of growth. When resilience is cultivated fully, everything you desire begins to come naturally, effortlessly, and with unstoppable force. It becomes the backbone of your journey, the engine of your progress, and the reason why nothing can keep you from achieving what you are capable of. Vision is the compass that guides every decision, every action, and every step you take toward the life you are meant to create. Without vision, effort is scattered, energy is wasted, and momentum falters. When you combine silence, observation, discipline, patience, focus, confidence, clarity, and resilience, vision emerges as the force that aligns all these qualities toward a single purpose. Vision allows you to see beyond the present moment, beyond obstacles, beyond temporary setbacks. It gives your effort direction, your patience meaning, and your discipline a destination. Every choice becomes intentional because it serves a larger purpose. Every action gains weight because it moves you closer to what matters most. The world is filled with distractions, chaos, and competing demands, but vision keeps you anchored. It ensures that your energy is invested, not scattered. Your focus remains unshakable. Your actions become deliberate, precise, and effective. Vision also fuels endurance. When the journey feels long, the road difficult, or the opposition relentless, vision reminds you why you started, what you are capable of, and what you are striving to achieve. It gives context to struggle and meaning to sacrifice. It allows patience to transform waiting into preparation, and resilience to transform challenges into opportunities. Without vision, even the strongest discipline, the sharpest focus, and the deepest confidence can become aimless, powerful forces without direction. Vision gives coherence to effort, purpose to action, and momentum to persistence. It allows you to prioritize what matters most and discard what does not serve your ultimate goal. Every obstacle becomes a checkpoint, every delay a lesson, and every challenge a chance to refine your path. When vision guides you, your life begins to move naturally toward alignment with your deepest aspirations. Doors open to opportunities that align with your purpose. People gravitate towards your energy because vision radiates clarity, confidence, and direction. Your presence becomes magnetic, not through volume or force, but through the alignment of intent, effort, and outcome. Vision also strengthens decision-making. When you know where you are headed, choices become simpler, clearer, and more decisive. You no longer drift with the currents of opinion, circumstance, or expectation. Instead, you move deliberately, anchored in purpose and guided by understanding. This clarity allows for courage because when you see the destination, risks are calculated, fear is minimized, and hesitation is eliminated. Vision turns potential into action, preparation into execution, and effort into measurable results. It aligns every part of your being, mind, body, and spirit toward achievement. The energy you cultivate in silence, focus, patience, discipline, observation, confidence, clarity, and resilience converges, and your actions become unstoppable. Life begins to respond naturally because you operate in harmony with your purpose. Vision is not merely seeing what lies ahead, it is commanding your present to serve that future. It is the lens through which you measure success, the foundation upon which you build momentum, and the force that ensures everything you desire begins to manifest with inevitability, precision, and power. When your vision is unwavering, your life aligns effortlessly and everything you have worked for begins to flow toward you naturally, irresistibly, and without resistance. Focus your energy on growth because nothing transforms your life faster than the relentless pursuit of improvement. Growth is not always visible. It is silent, gradual, and often uncomfortable. It requires pushing past your limits, embracing challenges, and confronting the parts of yourself that resist change. The world is content with stagnation, but you were not meant for comfort. You were built for evolution, for expansion, and for becoming more than you were yesterday. Every skill you develop, every habit you refine, and every ounce of discipline you exercise compounds into progress that cannot be taken away. Growth demands attention. It requires awareness of your weaknesses, acknowledgement of your potential, and dedication to mastering both. When you commit to personal growth, every obstacle becomes a teacher, every criticism becomes fuel, and every setback becomes a chance to refine your strategy. Growth is uncomfortable because it demands effort, sacrifice, and persistence. It challenges your comfort zones, your routines, and the security of familiarity. But without growth, all the discipline, clarity, focus, patience, resilience, and vision you have cultivated remains stagnant. Growth turns your preparation into power, your potential into reality, and your efforts into lasting results. The silent pursuit of improvement ensures that every day is invested wisely, that your energy is applied intentionally, and that your momentum never diminishes. Growth also reinforces confidence. When you see tangible evidence of your progress, when you recognize the expansion of your skills and capabilities, your belief in yourself strengthens naturally. You no longer seek validation from the outside because your growth confirms your worth and your power. This self-assuredness amplifies focus, sharpens clarity, and deepens discipline. Growth fuels resilience because the more you evolve, the more capable you become of handling challenges, setbacks, and opposition. Every challenge becomes an opportunity to demonstrate strength rather than a reason to quit. Every difficulty strengthens your ability to endure, adapt, and persist with even greater precision. Growth transforms patience from passive waiting into active preparation. It transforms observation from mere awareness into strategic insight. It transforms discipline from obligation into a habit of excellence. And it transforms vision from a distant dream into a living, actionable reality. When growth becomes your priority, life begins to align naturally around your commitment to improvement. Opportunities gravitate toward you, challenges present themselves strategically, and your energy multiplies in efficiency because you are fully invested in becoming the person capable of receiving everything you desire. Growth is not instantaneous, but it is inevitable for those willing to commit, for those willing to endure discomfort, and for those who stay silent while building momentum internally. By embracing growth as a constant, relentless force, you cultivate an inner power that propels your life forward, magnetizes opportunity, and ensures that everything you desire flows toward you effortlessly, powerfully, and without resistance. Growth is not optional for those who seek greatness. It is the engine that converts potential into achievement and effort into legacy. Consistency is the invisible force that transforms intention into achievement, dreams into reality, and effort into unstoppable momentum. Talent, skill, and vision are meaningless without the steady application of action over time. The world rewards those who show up day after day without hesitation, without complaint, and without distraction. Every small step, repeated consistently, compounds into results that seem effortless to outsiders, but are born of relentless dedication. Consistency builds trust, not only with others, but with yourself. It proves that your discipline is real, your focus is unwavering, and your commitment is unshakable. When you act consistently, momentum begins to form. What once felt heavy becomes easier. What once seemed distant draws near. The compounding effect of repeated effort is silent, subtle, and powerful. Consistency transforms patience into results. Every moment you endure, every action you repeat, and every habit you refine adds to a growing foundation that cannot be undone. Without it, all clarity, focus, discipline, vision, and growth lose their effectiveness. Consistency ensures that preparation meets opportunity at the perfect time. It turns resilience into advantage and silence into strategy. Every day you show up, every day you apply your energy with intention, you create an invisible force that propels your life forward. Consistency also amplifies confidence. When your results reflect your steady effort, you no longer rely on external validation. You trust your process, your judgment, and your ability to see things through. This internal certainty makes every decision clearer, every action more decisive, and every step more aligned with your ultimate goals. The power of consistency lies not in dramatic moments or sudden breakthroughs, but in the quiet, relentless repetition of what matters most. It allows you to build habits, refine skills, and maintain focus in a world designed to distract, disrupt, and dilute your energy. Consistency strengthens resilience because repeated effort under pressure conditions your mind and body to endure. It allows you to face setbacks without fear, obstacles without hesitation, and challenges without doubt. It transforms potential into reality, effort into results, and discipline into a lifestyle of achievement. When applied with clarity, focus, patience, and vision, consistency becomes unstoppable. Every action compounds, every habit strengthens, and every choice aligns with your purpose. The world begins to respond naturally because your presence, energy, and results are undeniable. People trust your reliability, opportunities find their way to you, and your momentum becomes self-sustaining. Life begins to move in harmony with your commitment to show up, act, and persist. Consistency ensures that everything you have cultivated internally, silence, observation, discipline, patience, focus, confidence, clarity, resilience, vision, and growth, manifests externally in powerful, tangible outcomes. By committing to consistency, you anchor yourself in progress, amplify your influence, and create a trajectory where success, abundance, and achievement flow towards you effortlessly, inevitably, and with unstoppable force. Consistency is not optional. It is the bridge between who you are now and the life you are capable of creating. Gratitude is the hidden force that magnifies every achievement, strengthens every effort, and fuels the momentum you are building in silence. It is the recognition of progress, the acknowledgement of resources, and the appreciation of opportunity, even in moments of struggle, that transforms your mindset from scarcity to abundance. Without gratitude, success can feel hollow, discipline can feel burdensome, and growth can feel endless and unrewarding. Gratitude is not a passive feeling. It is an active practice, a conscious decision to focus on what is working, what you have earned, and the possibilities that remain before you. Every time you pause to acknowledge the progress you have made, the skills you have honed, and the resilience you have cultivated, you reinforce your confidence, amplify your focus, and deepen your clarity. Gratitude shifts perspective. It allows you to see challenges as opportunities, setbacks as lessons, and effort as investment rather than obligation. When you operate from gratitude, patience becomes more bearable, discipline becomes more purposeful, and focus becomes sharper. It reminds you why you endure, why you persist, and why you continue to show up even when results are not immediate. Gratitude also strengthens resilience. By appreciating the resources, lessons, and support that exist around you, you are less likely to be shaken by external negativity, criticism, or obstacles. You remain anchored in perspective, seeing setbacks not as failures, but as stepping stones on the path toward your vision. Silence, observation, discipline, patience, focus, confidence, clarity, resilience, vision, growth, and consistency all gain power when filtered through gratitude. It allows the energy you cultivate internally to convert into fulfillment externally. Gratitude transforms effort into purpose. It transforms momentum into alignment. It transforms action into influence. When you recognize the value of what you are building, you create a self-reinforcing cycle of motivation, where every achievement, no matter how small, fuels further effort and deepens your commitment. Gratitude also creates magnetism. People are drawn to those who appreciate rather than complain, who recognize effort rather than envy, and who operate from abundance rather than scarcity. Your presence becomes compelling because it reflects maturity, awareness, and emotional intelligence. Opportunities begin to flow naturally toward you because your energy aligns with appreciation rather than desperation. Gratitude amplifies your internal power because it keeps your mind clear, your emotions balanced, and your energy focused on growth and achievement rather than distraction or comparison. It reminds you that every moment of preparation, every step of discipline, every ounce of focus, and every act of resilience matters. Gratitude allows the invisible work you have done in silence to translate into visible results with impact, influence, and authenticity. When practiced consistently, it ensures that success is not only achievable, but meaningful, fulfilling, and sustainable. By cultivating gratitude, you reinforce everything that has brought you to this point. Silence, observation, discipline, patience, focus, confidence, clarity, resilience, vision, growth, and consistency, turning internal mastery into external results. It becomes a force multiplier, ensuring that everything you desire flows toward you naturally, effortlessly, and with undeniable power. Gratitude is not optional. It is the lens that transforms effort into excellence, struggle into progress, and ambition into a life fully realized. Self-awareness is the foundation that transforms all your effort into mastery, every action into purpose, and every result into growth. It is the ability to look inward without judgment, to recognize your strengths, your weaknesses, and the patterns that define how you respond to the world. Without self-awareness, even the most disciplined, patient, focused, and resilient person can drift, misapply effort, or repeat mistakes. Silence cultivates it, observation sharpens it, discipline strengthens it, and clarity illuminates it. When you are aware of your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, you gain control over them rather than being controlled by them. Self-awareness allows you to identify what energizes you, what distracts you, and what actions move you closer to your vision. It is the compass that guides every choice, ensuring that your effort compounds rather than dissipates. Emotional intelligence, the ability to regulate your feelings, and a capacity to empathize with others all emerge from self-awareness. When you understand yourself deeply, you respond with precision instead of reacting with impulsivity. You navigate conflict without losing focus, maintain composure under pressure, and make decisions with confidence rather than hesitation. Self-awareness also deepens resilience. By recognizing your limitations and acknowledging your growth areas, you prepare for challenges rather than being blindsided by them. You learn to accept feedback without defensiveness, to adapt without compromising your purpose, and to evolve without losing alignment with your core values. Every layer of internal mastery, discipline, focus, patience, confidence, clarity, resilience, vision, growth, consistency, and gratitude is amplified when filtered through self-awareness. It allows you to leverage your strengths fully while managing or mitigating your weaknesses, turning potential vulnerabilities into sources of power and insight. Self-awareness transforms action into strategy. You act intentionally because you understand not only what you are doing, but why you are doing it and how it aligns with your ultimate goals. Every choice is informed, every step is purposeful, and every effort is maximized. It ensures that your energy is never wasted on distractions, doubt, or ego-driven impulses. Self-awareness also fuels confidence. When you know yourself completely, when you understand your capabilities and limitations, your belief in yourself becomes unshakable. You no longer seek validation externally because your internal understanding affirms your worth. Your presence becomes magnetic because people sense the alignment between who you are, what you do, and why you do it. Opportunities begin to flow naturally because your energy resonates with authenticity, purpose, and mastery. When self-awareness is cultivated, it turns potential into action, knowledge into wisdom, and effort into achievement. It ensures that the life you are building is not left to chance, noise, or circumstance. It makes every moment, every choice, and every action intentional, powerful, and aligned with your vision. By mastering self-awareness, you connect every force you have cultivated: silence, observation, discipline, patience, focus, confidence, clarity, resilience, vision, growth, consistency, and gratitude into a single unstoppable trajectory. Your life begins to move naturally toward what you desire, effortlessly and powerfully, because every part of you is operating in alignment with your highest purpose. Accountability is the force that transforms intention into results, effort into achievement, and potential into undeniable reality. It is the willingness to own your actions, your choices, and your outcomes without excuses, without blame, and without delay. Accountability is not a punishment. It is a declaration of personal power, a recognition that your life is shaped not by circumstance, opinion, or luck, but by your decisions and your commitment to follow through. Silence, observation, discipline, patience, focus, confidence, clarity, resilience, vision, growth, consistency, gratitude, and self-awareness all converge to create accountability. And when it is fully embraced, it becomes unstoppable. By holding yourself responsible for every choice, every habit, and every step, you remove the power of external forces to dictate your results. You no longer wait for permission, validation, or favorable conditions. You act because you understand that ownership is the true path to control, influence, and progress. Accountability strengthens discipline because you are answerable to yourself first. Every action, every effort, every decision is measured against your values, your goals, and your vision. It eliminates procrastination, excuses, and distraction because you recognize the cost of delay and the value of consistency. When you operate from accountability, every setback becomes a lesson, every failure a recalibration, and every challenge an opportunity to demonstrate commitment. It turns resilience from reaction into mastery, patience from waiting into strategic alignment, and focus from attention into unstoppable force. Accountability also amplifies growth because it forces you to confront your limitations, correct? Mistakes and continuously improve. You no longer hide from weaknesses or rationalize failures. You confront them, learn from them, and transform them into strengths. Your self-awareness deepens, your clarity sharpens, and your confidence strengthens because you know that your progress is the result of deliberate, consistent, and honest effort. Accountability builds trust, both with yourself and with others. People recognize reliability, integrity, and strength in those who own their actions. Doors open naturally because your presence carries credibility, your energy radiates commitment, and your results speak louder than words. It creates momentum because every step taken with responsibility compounds into further progress. Accountability eliminates the chaos of external noise and puts you firmly in the driver's seat of your life. Every